So I want to talk to you guys all about, the cost of renovating your bathroom and doing a full renovation on maybe your main bathroom. So this year's been crazy. Obviously, people are spending a lot of money in their homes, doing a lot of just unique, creative things to, give it a personal touch. So that one, it's a more inviting, warm, welcoming place for them to entertain guests. But more than anything, a place that they can enjoy and feel comfortable in. And the one place that comes to mind in most homes that people, spend a lot of time in, that they want to feel good in, is their bathroom. And the master or the main bathroom is usually the focal point when they're talking about doing these renovations. So I want to share with you guys something that comes to mind often. What is the cost to renovate that space? How much are your neighbors investing to create that bathroom that, they can love using? So I want to walk through it. I've got my computer pulled up with me here, and I'm just going to kind of go through a few bullet points. The cost of a bathroom remodel can range anywhere from $82,000 to $36,000. And, hearing that out loud sometimes can make me think, oh, that's a lot of money. But the reality is that most homes in the market that we service are anywhere from $400,000 up to $1 million. So when you start breaking down the space in a home, those are the higher ticket items and the bigger spaces that require those fit and finishes to bring the value to that finished product. So, from a basic bathroom remodel all the way up to a high-end bathroom remodel, the factors that go into play there that could vary the cost significantly, I want to dig deep into those. And I've really just bulleted 8 points here that are some things that you may want to think about as you're starting to draw up the scope of work and really just identify what it is that you'd like to do to make that space feel more like a spa, or more like a vacation home, or more like a place that you can see yourself spending more time in and just relaxing and enjoying more. The first thing here is the number of fixtures. The more fixtures that you have, whether it be shower heads or some double vanity sinks, or even a bidet, or potentially a towel warmer that runs on water, those are fixtures that you'd want to think about. So the more of those you have, obviously, the more that you can expect to have to spend having the plumber come in and realign things. The footprint or the size of that space. Most standard homes have, a 4x8, 5x8 style bathroom. The size is a huge component that you want to look at. So in a unique space where there's additional, alcoves or areas that are going to require us to work in, that could potentially increase the cost of what it would take to do this renovation. The materials that you choose, you can choose price conscientious materials, or we can blow this thing out of the water and go Kim Kardashian on it, and you'll be super impressed at how much things really do cost when you go to the premium high-end products. It basically comes down to the material rarity and how easy or hard they are to get. So if we're looking at things that are pretty name brand and mainstream, usually the commodities are easier to get in that area. If they're going to be premium high-end imports, obviously, not only they're going to cost more, but they may take a lot longer for us to get for you. The fourth one here is job complexity. The less complex a job is, usually, it helps to try and reduce the cost. So if we're moving or adding anything, that could certainly increase the overall cost of your renovation. If we're going to start reducing things and make it simpler and not necessarily go back in with a double vanity that's as large, possibly something a little smaller, or it doesn't serve the same purpose. Sometimes I've seen people reduce it down to one vanity and then relocate the second vanity to the other side. So stuff like that, the job complexity makes a huge difference on the overall cost. The age of your home makes a massive difference. A lot of times people are asking questions like, hey, my house is pre-60s era. In that case, there is some things that has to be done on the front end to make sure that as we tamper with those walls or materials, there aren't asbestos or potentially harming components in them that could get you sick. So we would want to have tests and procedures done on that stuff in advance before we start tearing in and demolition and chipping away at paint that's been there for 30, 40 years. So the newer the home is, usually it's a little easier for us to be a little more precise on the pricing. We have a better idea of judging what's going to be behind those walls as we're demoing. Whereas on an older home, sometimes you may find something back there that could potentially cost thousands more to do what you're hoping to do. The sixth thing I want to talk to you about is damages. Obviously, when you're calling us, if there is a clear identified something common that you see, and that's the reason you're reaching out to us, it helps to know that in advance. Otherwise, we may get into the demolition phase and find out that maybe your shower was leaking for years and it has caused some deterioration or rot on the subfloor, or possibly ruined the floor joists. So we have basically been into that circumstance often, and that can certainly change the cost of what it's going to take to renovate the space for you. The seventh thing I want to talk to you about, again, is vanities. We can go over the top sometimes with an independent unit, or if we just do standard cabinets, there's a variety of differences there. But when you get into a standalone unit versus what you would normally see as just a standard cabinet box, the price typically gets a lot more expensive. These are things that you probably would see at more of your boutique shops that are gonna come with custom countertops already as a part of them. They're gonna have some really ornate, unique components to them that you wouldn't see normally. But if we stick to the standard box style cabinet vanities with maybe double butt doors or a couple of drawers, usually we can get those a lot quicker, and you're going to be able to save some money on the overall process of not only finding them, but of course having them delivered on site. The eighth thing I want to talk to you about is the finishes. So this includes choosing your paints, your stains, or if you're hoping to do wallpaper, or even a wainscoting, any waterproofing that's being done above and beyond where the shower space is. It just depends on those materials. And so when we're talking finishes, sometimes it even means like the actual fixtures, the shower heads, the control valves, the knobs. Even if we're going crazy and we're putting on some electrical components that control the timing of not only the shower temperature and the lighting in there, but also maybe the radiant or the floor heating. Those are all finishes that certainly can skyrocket the price quickly. So if you're talking about a completely custom, large master bathroom renovation, it's really easy to break that 80,000 mark and get into 100 plus. And we'd certainly be willing to talk to you either way. All projects are unique, and we really do get kind of in-depth and collaborative on the process on the front end to just help design that and give you a really good picture of what it's going to look like before you guys make an ultimate decision to move forward.